free agency has honestly been boring for most of the NBA. Outside of a couple of minor signings that don't even count as big moves, nothing has really happened. The biggest standstill right now involves two teams and two players, the Golden State Warriors and the Philadelphia 76ers, with their restricted free agents Jonathan Kuminga and Quentin Grimes. Both are still unsigned, stuck in negotiations with no deal in sight. At this point, another team could easily swoop in with an offer sheet or even push for a sign and trade to steal them away, since neither the Warriors nor the Sixers seem willing to pay their asking price. And with all that in mind, should the Lakers be the ones to jump in and try to grab one of them? The Lakers don't have cap space, but they can still pull off a sign and trade since they're under the first apron and hard capped there. That's the only realistic way to land either Jonathan Kuminga or Quentin Grimes. Now, Kuminga is reportedly asking for around $30 million a year, which feels more like posturing. He's probably closer to $25 million per season. As for Grimes, reports say he wants $25 million annually, but that's also inflated, and his real value is likely closer to $20 million a year. That would make him a 3-year, $60 million type of player. And remember, in any sign and trade, the deal has to be at least 3 years, up to 4, but never shorter than 3. So for Quentin Grimes, that probably means a 3-year, $60 million contract. For Kuminga, maybe it's more in the 3-year, $75 million range. A 3-year, $80 million deal or a 4-year, $100 million contract. That's the kind of money Jonathan Kuminga could be looking at. But is that really worth it? Would the Lakers actually benefit from pulling off a sign and trade like that? Maybe, maybe not. The real question is what it would take to make such a deal work, if Kuminga even fits with the Lakers, and if they should even waste time thinking about it. Some people are even throwing LeBron's name into the mix, suggesting he could be part of a Kuminga sign and trade package. That's where the controversy really starts, and that's why we're breaking down both the Kuminga and Quentin Grimes sign and trade scenarios in today's discussion. Starting with Kuminga, though, I honestly don't think the Lakers are interested. I don't see it as a realistic path at all, even with the wild idea of moving LeBron in the deal, which feels like nothing more than fantasy talk.
A report earlier this week from Jake Fisher claimed the Warriors have called the Lakers on multiple occasions about trading for LeBron James, dating back to the 2023 trade deadline, then again at the 2024 deadline, and even late last offseason. Golden State clearly wants to pair LeBron with Steph Curry and, apparently, would still trade for him even now as he's about to turn 40 going on 41. So could the pathway be moving a player they don't fully want, like Jonathan Kuminga, in exchange for pieces that might make sense for both sides? Honestly, I don't see it. Sure, technically it's possible, but pulling it off would be a nightmare. Even if the Warriors signed Kuminga to something in the $25 to $30 million range, that wouldn't come close to matching LeBron's contract in a trade. And with both Golden State and the Lakers stuck under the first apron, unable to go above it, it makes the entire idea close to impossible. Pulling off this kind of trade would be almost impossible. The Warriors wouldn't just need to move Jonathan Kuminga in a sign-and-trade, they'd likely have to throw in Draymond Green, too. And let's be real, LeBron probably wouldn't want that, since he and Draymond are close friends who hang out often. That alone makes it an unlikely path. Even setting Kuminga aside, there's been talk about Jimmy Butler, but reports say the Lakers don't want him either and aren't interested in a trade for Butler. So that route doesn't seem realistic. And beyond the LeBron angle, would the Lakers even want Kuminga on his own? Honestly, I doubt it. To make the money work, they'd probably have to send out someone like Rui Hachimura, and that's not a move I'd make. Sure, Kuminga might be the more talented player with higher upside than Rui Hachimura, but he doesn't fit a contender like the Lakers. He's the type of guy who belongs on a rebuilding team where he can get touches, grow, and make mistakes, not on a win-now roster. In my view, he's just not the piece the Lakers need or should even be looking at. The only scenario where this even has a sliver of a chance is if LeBron completely shocks everyone and demands a trade to the Warriors. Because of his no-trade clause, LeBron could pick where he goes, and Golden State is reportedly the one team that would actually trade for him. That's literally the only pathway I could see Kuminga landing with the Lakers, and even then, it feels far-fetched. So yeah, a sign and trade for Kuminga isn't happening. It's not realistic, and honestly, I don't even want it to happen because he just doesn't fit what the Lakers need right now. But shifting to Quentin Grimes as a possible sign-and-trade target, the situation is kind of similar. Just like Golden State with Kuminga, Philadelphia doesn't look interested in paying Grimes his reported asking price of $25 million a year. Like I said earlier, that number feels like a bluff, and he'd probably settle closer to $20 million. That actually seems like a fair deal considering Grimes is only 25 and just had the best season of his career. Yes, it came while bouncing between a couple of different teams, but no matter where he played, outside of his short time with the Detroit Pistons, he's been a really solid player. He's carved out that reliable 3-and-D role everywhere he's gone, and that's been his main identity. Grimes has filled that 3-and-D role everywhere, first with New York, then Dallas, and most recently with Philadelphia. But when Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and even Paul George went down hurt, he suddenly got a much bigger offensive role, and he ran with it. From that point on, he averaged about 22 points, 5 rebounds, while shooting an efficient 47% from the field and 37.3% from 3. That's exactly what he and his agent are trying to sell, because let's be real, he probably won't get that same opportunity again in Philly or anywhere else. Still, that's the last impression people have of him, and it's the leverage they're using to chase a big payday. The real question is whether he's worth it. Personally, I don't see him as a $25 million per year player, though he's closer to being worth that number than Kuminga ever was. Grimes really isn't that far off from the going rate for other 3-and-D players. He's shown he can defend, knock down threes, and still provide solid offense, all while being just 25 and not even at his ceiling yet. To me, that makes him worth about $20 million a year, and if that's the number, I'd consider it fair. Plus, through a sign-and-trade, you usually don't have to give up much since the other team just doesn't want to lose the player for nothing. So if the Lakers could put together something like Max Christie and Gabe Vincent plus a draft pick or two, I'd definitely do it. Remember, a sign-and-trade isn't a straight one-for-one deal where you sacrifice a real core piece. You're mostly just giving the other team something instead of letting their guy walk for free. That makes it a smart play in my eyes. I don't think it would take someone like Rui Hachimura to land Grimes. If that's what it cost, maybe you think about it, but I doubt it comes to that. More realistically, if it's just Gabe Vincent and maybe a first-round pick swap or two, then I definitely have interest. And with Philadelphia refusing to meet Grimes' asking price, I wouldn't be surprised if another team steps in with an offer to pry him away. Yes, he's a restricted free agent, but this isn't about a regular offer sheet, it's about a sign-and-trade. If another team comes in and gives Grimes the money he and his agent want, and the Sixers don't, then Philly might just take the sign-and-trade instead of losing him for nothing. Honestly, I see it being way more likely that some other team makes that move for Quentin Grimes, not the Lakers. From a fan perspective, I wouldn't be against it at all. I'd actually be really interested. Grimes fits exactly what the Lakers need, a 3-and-D wing or even a bigger guard. At 6 feet 5 inches, 205 pounds, with a solid wingspan and real defensive experience, he can handle tough matchups on the perimeter. In that role, he's proven to be a good defender and a legit shooter, 37.5% from 3 for his career, and an even deadlier 45.2% from the corners. That's elite spacing. So if you can get a 25-year-old 3-and-D guard with upside that hasn't even been tapped yet, I'd absolutely be looking into it. Honestly, whether it's the Lakers or any other team, Grimes is worth considering. But with all that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Jonathan Kuminga and Quentin Grimes still sitting on the market without a contract or even a serious offer from their current teams? Should the Lakers jump in and try to pull off a sign-and-trade for one of them, or would it be smarter to stay away and show zero interest? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That pretty much wraps it up for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. As always, thanks for watching, and have a great day or night.